Test results have just come back in, sir. Trace of ubiquitous were found in the teapot. They were?
Just like Mr. Edgeworth said.
Curse you! You better not think this means you beat me. You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're trying to get to the truth. What? But first is best. Everyone knows it's better to be a winner than a loser. That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway. But I...
Enough. Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. Ignore him, Eustace. He's not worthy of your attention.
But Gavel... all right.
Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim.
Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back.
Excellent. We shall see you shortly then.
Mr. Winner's annoying but totally harmless. Judge Gavel, on the other hand.
Now, Miss Bound, perhaps you explain why traces of ubiquitous were found in your teapot? I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps it's one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I use. So you're telling the court you did not intentionally put ubiquitous in the teapot? Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today I had no idea it could even be used to make poison gas.
Objection!
You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I'd have thought you'd been a more convincing liar.
What do you mean?
You have access to the ultimate cookbook, correct? A book that just happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it.
You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes. The fact I've seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid on one of the display cases, melting the ubiquitous. I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that and the fact that he triggered it himself. Wouldn't that point to it being a suicide attempt?
So she's not willing to admit to anything.
Furthermore, where would I have gotten hold of the infesticide, huh?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it?
You know, I did bump into Millie Judy a week or so ago. That very evening, I noticed my infesticide ultra had gone missing. Judy, surely you didn't? Delicia, you carry a bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you.
That's true. I don't have any hard evidence it was definitely Miss Bound who stole it. Jude, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why you just come clean, We all know you never hurt somebody for no reason, so...
Not you too. You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender?
Can you blame me? We've got one wing disguised as another, a gas trap in one of the display cases. You're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo.
You've got this all wrong. You have to remember the gallery doesn't have any security cameras or security personnel. If some ill-intended person or other wanted to get in undetected, I don't think it'd have much of a problem. You're just practically asking to be burglarized. You need to be more careful. A great few people had a field day in here.
And I don't think she's joking.
Actually, it seems Mr. Gusto did in fact enter the gallery before it opened.
Sheesh. Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day.
What technique might that be?
Hear me out. Everything connected to what happened 18 years back, yeah? So long as anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues instead.
A turnabout in thinking. So my father used the method as well.
Let's run this through the old Thinkertron. How was Jules involved in the moment in what happened back then?
According to Miss Bound, it was because of her. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. It's because of her Miss Frost's flavoured ice sculptures melted. And yet, his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that she... Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now.
Don't thank me, thank you, Pops. Take it away, Milesy. I'll grab the popcorn.
Miss Bound, you say you're the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct?
I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish. It was a terrible accident.
And yet what you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no?
Well, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you going to ask such questions? Perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Brown would be best.
Perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about the Zodiac Hall. And about why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's works.
Very well. If you believe it'll be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove I'm innocent. Then please, if you'd give us more background on the Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here. It took 18 years, but at long last I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. A place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul League pieces as I could from around the world. If I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me.
Judge Gavelle, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination.
Aha! Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must.
Hold it!
18 years. You must have gone through a lot to buy it back, Miss Bound.
This home, this place, such memories abound. I couldn't stand to lose what I had found. Samson, I did what I had to do. To see the home was waiting here for you. How'd she make it look so easy?
I'll say, I wouldn't expect any less from a trained triple threat performer.
If you would continue with your testimony, Miss Bound, minus the scene, if you please.
Hold it!
You managed the gallery by yourself, Miss Bound.
Well, we only opened today. I haven't done much actual managing yet. I have to keep the mansion going. I can't have it falling down around my ears. Samson could come home any day after all.
So she really got the house back for him.
I'm sorry, Judy. I wish I could have done more.
You've done plenty, Mr. Fender. If anyone should have done more, it's me. Even if the only thing I can do right now is keep the place safe for Samson.
Hold it!
Paul Halik. That was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct?
Yes, he adopted it while working as a sculptor in France.
I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection. More specifically, how you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures. It is my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them.
I was able to recreate replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made.
Really? Perhaps you go into more detail on that.
Objection!
Take a look at this piece of evidence.
Or you can take a look at my latest dance routine instead. I'm quite proud of it.
Your dance routines have nothing to do with this case, Miss Bound.
But neither does the piece of evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ugh.
Shall I continue?
Hold it!
These photos you mentioned, you mean the ones you took yourself in Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago?
Yeah. Yes, I know about what happened back then, Mr. Edgeworth. So those statues in the Winter Wing were just copies? I didn't even get to see them before they melted.
No, the sculptures in question were definitely not replicas, which means Miss Bound is lying.
I know, it's such an awful shame. After we went through all the trouble to recreate them too.
The sculptures in the Winter Wing aren't replicas, they were the very ones from 18 years ago. I need to show I'm aware of that or I'll never get to the truth.
Hold it!
Tell me more about this dream of yours, Miss Bound.
Well, I really wanted to open a gallery of Samson, of course. A gallery of dance, a gallery of song, a gallery of gaiety and candy all day long. That was the idea, anyway.
Here I thought art was to be appreciated in silence, not accompanied by musical numbers.
Alas, Mr. Tangora transgressed against the edicts of the Goddess of Justice. As such, that part of your dream may be permanently unfulfilled. No, Samson is innocent. The awful prosecutor refused to listen. It's true, he never hurt anybody.
Mr. Tangora gave a false confession in order to protect Miss Bound. The two of them really did what they could to protect one another, didn't they? Ah!
Objection!
I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the result of the test conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display wasn't replicas. They were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago.
Oh, I can probably have explain how it worked out if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar, but the composition's actually really unique. You probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of the chemical, mate, no chance.
Thank you, Miss Scone. I don't recall asking for help, but still. put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden these 18 long years.
What? She kept a pair of flavoured ice sculptures around somewhere all that time?
It's not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough ice box.
Quiet, all of you. Miss Bound, have you anything to say in your defence? So you already learned that much? Should I take it to mean you admit to having hidden the flavoured ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven I was the one who took the statues away. And you won't, because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing?
How indeed. I don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say it was impossible for you to have stolen them away.
You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth?
I am indeed. I won't stop until I get the truth.
I see. I better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago. The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in the living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera film cartridge for Samson. Before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Around the time your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. That's when I saw Mr. Gusto entering Mr. Frost's room. Those were my movements on the day it all happened. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that.
That's for us to decide, Miss Bound.
I say there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm more focused on proving the fact she did indeed steal the statues. The question is, when would she have had the opportunity to do so? If I can pinpoint that, maybe I can prove exactly what she got up to.
Hold it!
And what were you doing while you were waiting?
In my room practicing dance routines. I was on a TV show called Bacon Bop with Samson, you see. Bacon Bop? What kind of show was it? A children's show.
It was a children's show. The two of them would sing and dance as they made a variety of sweets.
That sounds awesome.
Hold the phone. Maya, was you used to watch it?
My father introduced me to it. I may have watched an episode or two. So Miss Bound passed the time before the judging began by practicing her dance routines. Was this the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculptures? That can't have been the moment she did it. I better listen carefully to what she says.
Hold it!
Were the only one able to move around freely during the judging?
I wouldn't say freely exactly, but I was able to move around more easily than the contestants, yes. Even so, I could hardly have spirited the sculptures away while Samson was standing right there, could I? I ran straight up to change the film as soon as he asked me. I wouldn't have had time.
So changing the film and the camera as requested by Mr. Tungora.
Hold it!
You entered the room containing Mr. Tungola's work before bringing the camera back to him, right, correct?
Yes, I heard the sound of something collapsing. Samson, are you in there? Ah!
The sound of the chocolate chip falling over after someone took a bite of one of the supports.
And Mr. Tungora was still in Mr. Gusto's room when he found the body?
I'm fairly sure that was the case. He was judging each room in order, and liked to take his time.
So by that point, we she discovered Mr. Frost's body. This is when you remove the sculptures.
But how would I have done that?
By, well...
Even a great thief would have struggled to steal the sculptures around there, Mr. Edgeworth. Damn it.
Looks like I got it wrong. My apologies. Please continue, Miss Bound.
Hold it!
Just as you did today.
Yes, I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea.
Present company included. I remember it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere in that little cart of yours. Interesting. Did anything strike you as strange around that time? Yeah. Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think you mentioned the saucer was cold? The saucer was cold. Ah. Miss Bound, I believe this is when you stole the sculptures.
I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room right under everyone's noses?
That's precisely what I'm suggesting. Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures and did it by hiding them here.
Take that!
My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was a mere inches away from them, because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound, but a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case.
Ah! Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How could a case of that size fit on a serving cart? It would have been spotted immediately.
Objection!
Who said anything about a serving cart? Oh.
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she use instead?
I'm suggesting Miss Bound used this to transport the sculptures.
Take that!
And this is...
The cart Miss Bound used to move the flavoured ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. It would appear the very same cart is still here with us in this fountain room.
We, originally brought it here for use in the contest. And you're saying it was Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost sculptures onto this cart and carried them off?
I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is just lay a case on its side, add a tablecloth, and then it's like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely.
Can it be?
Holy moly! That's why those saucers were so chilly. They're sitting on top of a big block of ice. Judes, how could you?
Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. There isn't a scrap of evidence I stole the sculptures all those years ago, and yet, I knew no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under the cloud of suspicion. So you admit it? You admit you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I do. I took these sculptures and the glass cases out of the room 18 years ago. And As Mr. Gregory Edgeworth deduced, I dressed up at the lift card as a certain couple to do it. I stepped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everyone. In the end, I removed not only the sculptures, but the flavoured ice Zodiac blocks as well.
Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, but maybe not. What's with it being hollow on the inside? If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, even though my father never saw them because he'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well.
When I finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original 2 had been. The sculptures have been kept in glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks are a little more robust, so they have been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we are responsible for providing any and all display materials, including cases.
It would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares she swapped in.
Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few of the flavoured ice works in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would make it look like it came from the sculptures. That's how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing today.
I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession. Indeed, and I think she offered it so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it.
That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge her with anything now, can you?
What? How'd you figure that?
Oh my. I would have thought you might know this much given we're at a crime scene. I suggest you memorise the various statutes of limitations outlined in this book.
Statues of what? Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time in which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. "7 years for theft, 15 years for murder." The statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial. Let's take a closer look, shall we? So it's different for every crime. Murder 15 years, theft 7 years. Huh. Yes, Miss Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago. It's too late to have her arrested for the crime.
I don't believe it. Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself pointed out, Miss Bound could no longer be prosecuted for her crime, rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth?
I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be considerably more interest.
I you suggesting I also hit Mr. Frost's body?
I am indeed.
How did your body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it?
By hiding it in a very unusual way.
Oh, now this is interesting. Are you saying to me you know where the body has been all this time, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't just flavoured ice she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then.
Very well. If you're confident in this claim, let's put it to the test. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hidden?
Take that!
A photograph of Mr. Frost's works?
And of the victim's body, Your Honour.
You'll have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body?
The victim's body is hiding right here.
Take that!
The Gemini sculpture?
Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it's in fact Mr. Frost's corpse.
Well, surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim.
That's because of a certain piece of evidence which used to hide the body in plain sight.
What piece of evidence might that be? The court demands you present what was used to conceal the body.
Take that!
One of the cloths from the autumn wing?
Yes. When made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone?
Oh yeah, dear, but you can make it look just about anything really, even blazing fire. The right shade of blue will make it look like ice, yes. Especially like, exactly like it, in fact. Is it not the case that certain special devices need to generate these colours, though?
If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honour, you'll notice there's a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case.
That's...
One of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Miss Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was in fact a statue carved from ice.
No, this can't be.
You telling me when we took the photo of us in the Winter Wing?
Yes, we were standing right in front of the body.
The body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body's supposed to be in the Winter Wing disguised as a sculpture?
Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we'd found it as it is. Miss Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the Winter Wing in order to throw us off the scent.
Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind her back to throw her body in the fountain.
No, and she didn't need to. She had another method of disposal. Her trusty lift cart, the same cart that proved so useful in executing her original theft.
What?
I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it downstream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way, which is why only the cloth appeared at first, the cloth Miss Scone discovered.
then the body followed afterwards once it had fallen off? It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth. But can you prove that it was me? It seems a little unfair to expect to accept your accusation without proof, don't you think? What about an eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body?
As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Miss Bound moved the body as well.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation?
Of course, I have a piece of very compelling proof right here.
Please present it to the court. What evidence do you have that proves Miss Bound acted as you claim?
Take that!
More drawings? And is that me?
Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of the people as they passed through the fountain room. But what I'm interested in is the cart we can see here.
Miss Bound's serving cart? What about it?
You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know Miss Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn.
What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone.
Really? Allow me to direct your attention to the colour of the tablecloth, Miss Bound. I'd originally thought Mr. Butts had made an error, but he assured me he couldn't possibly be the case.
The tablecloth appears to be light blue.
Yes, a shade of tablecloth Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding just underneath.
But the shape of the card's perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would be immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped over the body.
Not if the body had been in place inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. Place one of those on the lift cart, it would easily pass muster as regular serving cart, wouldn't you agree?
Goddess of justice!
Miss Bound, surely you now must admit it was you who moved the body just as you did 18 years ago.
I didn't expect you to do so that from a single simple sketch. The sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it?
You needn't worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butt's artwork. Once you disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more, which is exactly why we discovered it here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates.
My chocolates? The ones I was handing out?
As we saw in the sketch, you originally placed them on top of the cart, but the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket.
Yeah, mine were half melted. It's still super sweet and tasty though.
Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? Because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on, that's why.
One moment, please. You explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates in the lift cart, but what about the tablecloth? Where did that go?
Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound had time to dispose of an entire tablecloth.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me?
Miss Bound didn't hire dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honour. It's right here in front of us.
Perhaps you care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the body?
She's wearing it, surely. Miss Bound has a tablecloth in her person, in plain view, in fact.
In plain view? Surely you don't mean...
Miss Bound, it's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? Given the zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice, All we need to do to confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of the sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game's up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean.
You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicious Infesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body. It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week I went into your bag and took it. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints, but just in case the police suspected foul play. Judy, oh gosh!
But Judes, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side, or fighting together to free Samson?
We were. I couldn't afford to get arrested, not yet. Not until I'd finally proven Samson was innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but...
Why do it this way, though? It's not like you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fender, I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago.
Are you trying to tell us the true culprit of the IS-7 incident was you?
I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures and stole them purely for selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favourite artist. I couldn't allow him to just melt away, not before he came home. That meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. What I'd actually done was far worse than anything I could possibly imagine. Because who would have thought Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures?
So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures?
Samson's a kind man, a saint. He could never kill anybody, never. Yet, because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body, and Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family, the only family I ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me, and I...
Judes.
After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, and when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check the sculptures, and that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired. I did what I did today because it was the only way I could think to make things right.
It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangora's sake.
What are you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth?
Something's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? Why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only thing I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago.
I wonder what she had in mind.
If she's trying to prove Mr. Tangora is innocent, Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be... Could she have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? Miss Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangora cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. It's my understanding of your intentions correct. Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework.
They would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah?
Exactly. but Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might even have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. How could you or the true killer interfere themselves without putting vital evidence at risk?
I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the autumn wing was all winter wingy.
I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? Whoever opened the Pisces case you so carefully disguised as the Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident.
No. But that would mean the real killer was... Enough. Not another word. You do realise the implications of what you're saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand before the accusation you clearly are about to make?
Miss Bounce is a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning whoever found themselves caught in the trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without evidence is not to be done lightly, so should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless? My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed, and to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Cavell, I am prepared to stand by my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident.
Take that!
Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack is the perpetrator behind IS-7? Gusty!
Mr. Gusto?
Miss Bound, as we've established, you knew the opening of the gallery would lure the real culprit. You set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the fact thus far?
You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. Of course, you're absolutely right.
Perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words.
Of course, I've nothing to hide anymore. I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set the trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure the door to the autumn wing was the only one unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of various rooms and found the autumn wing had been locked from the inside. The killer's on the other side of the door, I thought. Well, it frightened me.
Then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her gas trap.
When I heard Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least that was the plan.
Jude, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess. It's up to me to clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place.
Judy.
18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now as if said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might try to cover things up again. So I worked to set up a very public incident here in the gallery in front of as many witnesses as possible.
I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory, I let you all down.
Fender, this can't be easy for him.
No, I'm the one who should be apologising. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. And whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept. But please, if I ask one thing of you, is you simply must clear Samson's name.
The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected, to say the least. And yet, it only set us down a path towards even more shocking end.